Hello and welcome to Golden Hour Meadow. On the topic of planting the right things at the right places, I wanted to show you something. So we're sort of at the full spring right now. We're at the end of the property here, and this is a place that sort of gets flooded a lot. Even right now when I walk, it is pretty wet, although some years it's there's actually a lot more water here. And as we pass the dogwood patch, this is an area where we planted our first orchard. So this whole area in front of us, this is where our first orchard was. So when we moved here 10 years ago, we planted a whole bunch of apple trees and pear trees and other things. And tell me if you can see any fruit trees right now. You can't. You can't, because there aren't many, because they did sort of reasonably well for a few years, and then they all died one by one. And what happens here is that after a snowy winter, there's really a lot of moisture in the soil, and these trees were essentially standing in puddles of water for weeks and weeks on end. Like, it could go on between March and late May, and they just didn't survive. It was just too wet. They couldn't deal with it. They got probably root rot, and that was the end of it. So now afterwards we've moved our trees here, and it looks like it's the same sort of flat land, but actually, as a matter of fact, this is a little bit higher already, and it's high enough that we don't get puddles of water here in the spring. It's dry enough for the roots, and the trees are actually doing quite well. You can see this is a plum tree. It's not flowering yet, but this one's flowering. It's gonna get ready. It's looking nice already. We have an apple tree here. This is a late variety, so it barely has anything going on yet, but we will have some flowers on it, I think. And then we got a sour cherry tree that's actually gonna bloom very soon, and I think very, very nicely. You can see there's a lot of flower buds, and that this is an apricot tree that's already almost finished flowering. So there's going to be action around here with some apple trees as well. There's going to be action here for the next 2 weeks or so, but again, I want to leave you with that thought. Really important to investigate your environment a little bit before you start planting things, because you can just lose very easily many years when you have a tree that seems to be doing well for a few years, and then it just dies because it's too wet, or it's too dry, or you hadn't watered it enough. So it's worth paying attention to that a little bit. So here I was walking you through our early mistake. So thank you for watching.